Welcome, audience. Welcome, listeners, to November, one of the best months of the year. And no, it's not my birth month, but it just has this feeling. Everything changes in November as we go into the Thanksgiving and Christmas season. So we're so happy to join you again this evening with our Global Women Enrichment podcast. And this evening, we're going to have the pleasure of answering questions for you. So we have a few questions we'd like to ask, and we invite you again to send us questions whenever they come up. You can make contact with us at GWEnrichment.com, ask your questions, help us to clarify some of the things you want to know. So to begin this evening, we want to start with the upcoming conference. Every session that you've listened to us, you have heard our dear president share with us the date of the conference, which is March the 18th, 2023. And I want to remind you that March is Women's Month. So we planned this just for you in March of 2023. It's going to be phenomenal. You do not want to miss it. It will be the event of 2023. So, Madam President, what do our listeners have to look forward to at the conference?
Okay, so we would have dynamic speakers, we would have prize giveaways, of course, dinner, enjoy some of that good Floridian food, and we would definitely have a chance for one deserving woman to win a grand prize. Not going to disclose what it is right now, but keep listening and keep checking our website, and you will learn more about the conference.
Wonderful. So we have some great things to look forward to. And then I'm going to spring this on Laura.
Oh, no.
Why should I come to this conference, Laura?
Why wouldn't you want to come to this conference? As you said, it's the event of 2023. We have magnificent women coming together. And when women come together, amazing things happen. And if we, think even just of the speaker lineup, who we're going to have there, and just the connections that we'll make, right? You come to conferences and you think, oh, it's just about, what I'm going to be seen on stage. No, it's not just that. It's the connections that we will make. And you know what? You may walk away from here with friends for a lifetime.
That's correct.
That's right.
That's correct.
And let's not forget, you will get a chance to meet the ladies of Global Women Enrichment.
That's correct.
Yes.
Would you like to meet us in person?
I know I'd like to meet them. I'd love to
We
meet
would
our
I'd
audience.
love
love
to
to
meet
meet
you
our
all.
audience.
We'd love for you. We know we have listeners all across the globe, and we're hoping you'll be able to come. Start making your travel plans now. It's going to be right here in Miami, Florida. Do we have a venue you want to share with the crowd?
Yes, we do. It will be at the Graham Center Ballroom at Florida International University. And it's going to be great. It's a beautiful
It is
ballroom,
beautiful.
and you just cannot afford to miss this event.
So you may be wondering, how will you get tickets for this event? How are we going to get tickets for this event?
So you can go to our website, and our website will take you to Eventbrite, where you would be able to purchase the tickets. If you want to get tickets in groups, because you're coming in groups, you're coming in families, there are packages also, and those packages also going to include some neat giveaways as well. So more to come on that.
What was not mentioned is there's going to be a lot of music.
Oh,
at
yes,
the
entertainment.
conference.
How could we forget that? Yes, lots and lots of entertainment. Even while you're having dinner, you would be entertained.
This
So,
will be a
yes.
moment for you to let your hair down or pull your hair up, but let your hearts just embrace the enrichment, the encouragement, and the empowerment that's going to be brought to you in that grand ballroom. We'll
And
be
we-
eating together and dancing together and learning together and networking together. It's going to be epic.
Yes,
You
it will
don't
be.
want to miss it.
It will be the inaugural ball of the season.
That's
Yes.
right.
Well, and one of the things that, you said, come with your groups, your families. Men are welcome too.
yes.
Just because it's a women's event doesn't mean no men allowed. Absolutely come join us. We'd love to have you with us as well.
We do not discriminate here at Global Women Enrichment. So bring your husband, bring your brothers,
Bring
bring
your
your significant
boyfriends.
other. Yes, bring everyone. Everyone is invited to come. Yes.
It's going to be a room filled with powerful women, and there's no better place for men to be than among powerful women.
Yes.
You will feel honored to be in our presence. I promise you that, okay? So you may be wondering, how can you as our listeners help us? How can you help to make this conference a great success?
Hey, just show up. Bring your friends. Bring everyone with you. Tell them about it. Tag the conference on your social media site.
So those are some questions related to the conference in particular, and we cannot overemphasize how important this is going to be. This whole group, this whole global women enrichment began with the conference. COVID changed our path and brought us to you in your homes through Global Women Enrichment Podcast, which we have enjoyed coming to you and enjoyed your comments coming back to us. We've had a blast doing this. And now I'm going to ask the ladies around the table if they have any questions that they would like to ask of Global Women Enrichment.
I have a question.
Go ahead,
We're talking
Angie.
about empowerment, and so I'm wondering, it seems to me that each of you has had a sphere of influence, not just in your family, but in an organization or a group of women. What would you say is your lead strength in your leadership? What is that thing that's just natural to you, makes you tick, and you know that when you leverage that skill, that other people seem to respond? What would it be for you?
Who would like to go first?
I think I have the gift of persuasion.
Okay.
Look around the table. I just persuaded Angie to show up. Okay. When I thought about the podcast, or actually about Global Women Enrichment Incorporated, thought about Dr. Brown. Okay, and Dr. Brown is an empowered woman, because let me give you a little joke about, and Laura, this is the first time she's hearing this. So I had a conversation with Dr. Brown, and I said, hey, Sandra, I'm thinking about adding Laura to the board. So the next time we met, it wasn't a definite, we didn't confirm. The next time we met, and Laura was going to be a guest speaker at that podcast, I stood and I heard, Sandra, hey, Laura, we want you to be part of the podcast. It was a done deal.
Right.
She took the initiative, she ran with it, So, and there was Laura. And I love me some Laura. I enjoy speaking to people. I don't want to say, some people tell me, a lot of people tell me I am passionate. Yes, I am very passionate, and that's why my passion comes across, and I'm able to encourage others to see my point of view, whatever that is that I'm trying to get across. I do, speak for a living. That's part of my job requirements. I have to go out and, well, I would not talk about what I do, because it's not about that. But anyways, I do believe in the power of persuasion, and I do believe if you are passionate about something and you speak to your listeners, they in turn would be able to gravitate towards your beliefs. Not that I'm trying to impose my belief on others, but technically, if I'm having a conversation with someone, whether or not it's a business conversation or it's a personal conversation, it's a family conversation, they always come on my side. So that's my track record, So I would say that's one of my better talents, even at work. When there's presentation, a lot of people would rely on me to tap into my presentation skills. And I think that's what I do. I love people. I love engaging with people. So that's me. Just bubbly Venoria, like to talk. My mom said I have not shut up since I started talking. So I'm happy to have this podcast. I'm happy to come to you as often as we can, and we welcome your feedback. If you want to say, hey, Venoria, you talk too much, that's okay. It's well received.
So that's power of persuasion, Laura?
So I would say probably, like, the first one that came to mind was I'm an activator. And what I mean by that is if I see something and I'm like, we should do that, I'm going all in and saying, with the power of persuasion, let's do that, right? And so I have that ability to have the vision of what something could be and not afraid to just jump in and do it. And if I failed, all right, I gave it a try. But I'm all about just activating and doing, and tied to that is like the adventure side of it.
So you have that adventurous side. You know, Angie, I think back to my childhood, and believe it or not, I was extremely shy. I would cry for nothing. Didn't like to be around people. And I guess that's where Matthew gets it from. But I liked my own space with my own storybook, and I lived in my fairy tales. But I had to learn to live in this world. And so what became powerful for me was the concept of God in me, working through me. And I had to find my strength there, because on my own, I would run away. So choosing a profession like nursing, which I think was chosen for me, forced me to communicate, to be with people. And to this day, I don't do well with crowds. I'll walk into the exam room, I expect one person. If there's more than one, the girls have learned to tell me there's more than one person in that room. So confession to all our listeners is that there is no such thing as being so introverted and wanting to be alone that you can't function in the world. Because out of that, my strength is I love to help people. And it's that helping part of me, that altruism, that brought me into the relationship I'm in. It's that giving, servant, caring person that carries across in my profession, in my teaching. Some people think I'm arrogant. Too bad. I don't think I am. I just am passionate about being a servant and about doing it with excellence. I know I'm not perfect with some things, but what I do with passion and with excellence. And that is my strength. The strength of giving and caring and seeking excellence in what I do.
Thank you.
Did I answer your question?
These were awesome.
Well, what about you?
Of course, I'm sitting here thinking they're going to ask me next. I would say that communication is one that has certainly risen up recently in meetings, circumstances. I get frustrated by a great discussion that has no action items. Like, great, we're all passionate about something, but who's going to do it?
Yes.
Who's going to take that part? And so I'm often the one in the meeting who says, great, so who's taking that? Is that
Right.
mine? Is that yours? What step gets us from here to there? I'm remembering Pastor Andy Stanley said one time, the next best thing to certainty is clarity. And I think in these past couple of years during COVID, nobody's really had certainty. And that's where the quote came from him. And that's communication. You know, I don't know the answer, but I'm telling you I don't know the answer. Right. And what I can do is this, and I'll just, closing loops. I enjoy the clarity with communication.
That was a powerful question.
Good. Well,
And it's good for our audience to know what makes us tick and what makes us the influential women we are in our circles of influence.
Yes.
Any questions, Laura?
What was your favorite thing to do as a child? Because you touched on being a child. What was your favorite thing to do?
My book. Get a book on Friday night and read it all week. I used to love to be in my room with my books. And it's interesting you asked that, because popping into my head, Laura, is an experience you and I had as children, which we're not crazy, trust me. But as children, and Laura and I share this experience, being alone in our rooms, going to sleep meant a little trip out of the reality of the real. And it sounds kind of weird, but as a little girl, when I went to bed, I went somewhere. I would disappear at night, and I confess to you, Jesus was there, And then I would come back in the mornings in time to have my day. And that's pretty much a big part of my childhood until the human reality of growing up intruded on that private, quiet time. So for me, as a little girl, it was my quiet time. It just give me a fairy tale book and I'm happy. And I would live in spaces that were not earthly. So that's what I loved as a child.
Wow.
What about you, Venoria?
I enjoy, because there were so many of us. I enjoy spending time with my siblings. You know, a lot of us girls, 6 of us to be exact. And we just had a lot of girl chats and a lot of secrets and all of that stuff. And a lot of playful times with each other. We did not have much, but we enjoyed whatever we had. And that's all I could remember as well, let me just say, because I remember this story just now. Because I know that the ladies teased me about fashion, and because there were so many of us, I remember one time I needed a pair of shoes, and my mom, she got a new pair of shoes for my sister, my older sister, and then she gave me my sister's shoes. That was a no-no. I don't want those shoes, and I cried all the way to school.
Oh my gosh.
All the way to school, you know, so maybe that's why I'm so into fashion, because
And shoes.
and shoes. Yeah, because that was a sad experience
I
as
think
a child.
because you had so many siblings, girls. I was an only girl, so I made my environment. You know, I had 2 brothers. One is 2 years older, one is 6 years younger. By the time the younger one came, I became big sister. I wanted to teach him everything. But I learned how to enjoy my own space and to hide in my books. What was your favorite thing as we wrap up?
Mine was climbing. I loved to climb trees. I loved to climb up on the roof of the house. Gave me something that I could climb
and
on.
it transcends into her adult life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Give me something that I could climb on, and I was trying to figure out how to get up there.
You know, this funny, Laura. I climbed trees. I jumped
Yes.
fences.
my
I went on the
goodness.
roof. I jumped off the
Yes.
roof. But it was with the boys. I flew the kite. I
Yes.
played soccer. I played cricket.
Right. Yeah.
You jumped over
same
your
thing.
neighbor's fence?
I jumped over my own fence.
Okay, just
and I
check it.
jumped off the roof with the
Yes.
guys.
Yeah, I used to jump
my
off.
goodness.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did it. But there came a moment when I was no longer a tomboy. I'm now a woman.
Oh, I don't know. I still live with a little bit of my
And
tomboy.
I left
And when
it alone.
I still climb
literally.
trees. Like when I go camping,
No,
yeah.
no more.
Oh yeah. I'll still climb
What
them.
did you like to do, Angie, as a little girl?
The thing that keeps coming up is performing. But I was one of 3 girls, and we would write dinner time shows. You know, we would get it from the table, and then you stay here, and we go get the costumes, and just improv a show. So that's probably what would be the thing.
Well, I think this was an awesome time of questions and answers, and unfortunately we have to bring this lovely time to a close. So guests, I hope you have gotten a taste of what makes us tick and who we are, and we want to encourage you to be encouraged, be empowered, and be enriched, no matter what your sphere is, no matter where you find yourself in God's creation for you. There's something beautiful out there for you. So until next time, see you. Have a good evening.
And always remember, you could find us at GWEnrichment.com.